Welcome everybody. Whether you're a seasoned vet or still learning how to scythe walk, this video is packed with 30 tips and tricks to help you in every aspect of the raid, from gear optimization to small, minute details. I've got you covered. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Most bosses in TOBBER should have 0 defense, making the Blood Fury a decent option. However, Verzik possesses over 100 defense in 2 of her phases, making the additional offensive bonuses of the Rancor a substantial DPS increase. Waiting to heal off the low defense red crabs and using the Rancor for the remainder of the fight is a great way to speed up your Verzik times. Number 2. Always freeze the S3 crab when maging. Freezing the N3 crab will not hit the previously frozen S2 crab. Number 3. During maiden, avoid blood barraging the stack of crabs. The 2 reasons for this are blood barrage has a lower max hit and does not have 100% accuracy like ice barrage, only blood barrage if absolutely necessary. You are able to shoot Bloat while he is walking without taking damage. This will make your thrall start attacking and provide some chip damage. It can be the difference between a 2 and 3 down. The ZCB can be quite nasty here. While Bloat is walking, damage dealt is reduced in half. That being said, defense reduction from the BGS is not. Hitting a 30 will reduce his defense by 60. This makes drive-bys quite useful. His defense and range defense are tied together in a multiplicative way, meaning a BGS will make ranged exponentially more accurate. Both the Nylos and the Zarpus room are on a 4-tick cycle. Starting the room on the correct tick will ensure the room starts as quickly as possible. This is why Nylos and Exhumes will sometimes appear later than other times. The Nylos room actually has a fullness mechanic, meaning if there are too many spawns, then the next wave will be stalled. Some stalls are 4 ticks, others are longer. In addition, this cap changes from 12 to 24 on wave 20. A general rule of thumb is to focus on killing smalls first during waves 1 through 19, as popping too many bigs will cause lots of splits and stall waves. After wave 20, the opposite is true. Bigs will now have priority. Similar to the Nylos and Zarpus room, Sotetseg's maze has a 4-tick cycle. On tick 4, the room will scan if anyone is still on the maze. If not, the maze will despawn and Sotetseg will become attackable again. If everyone exits the maze on tick 3, known as off on 3, the damage will be nulled and possibly save a few seconds from running the maze. During phase 3 of Verzik, you are able to tick heat the yellow special attack. This can be done consistently by slightly zooming in your camera and simply brewing once you see the projectile, a great way to increase DPS at Verzik. The expected hit on maiden is a 43.8 with the scythe, therefore making it not worth it to swing at a crab if they have below 22 HP. This assumes max gear and maiden having 0 defense. One of the best ways to improve raid times is to drop supplies for additional gear. Some notable items to bring are damage boosting staves for mages, black chinchampas and a buckler for rangers, and a 3-tick weapon or the maracas for meleeers. Heal Other from the lunar spellbook can be utilized to help teammates take venges. Examples of this are feeding the mage HP at maiden because they usually draw aggro, and players with venges under Sotetseg's max hit of 50. While the Lightbearer is often seen in speedrunning strategies, it is also quite useful in casual runs, especially for mages since they are ranging at maiden, allowing them to gain Chally or Claw Spec for the skip. Another great time to use the Lightbearer is P1 of Verzik. It will often be the difference of regaining a Claw Spec for reds. One of the biggest DPS losses is from maiden reducing your stats. She will drain your highest stat, which can be prevented by swapping to range gear before she attacks. A few common item swaps are the ZCB, Ralos, and T-bow plus amulet switch. If you are using a Blood Fury, you can just swap to the T-bow. If you are bringing spellbook swap, instead of tick eating Bloat stomp, you are able to conserve supplies and simply spellbook swap stall to stay alive. Unlike the Tombs of a Mascot, entry mode TOBBER does not give purples. As long as you get an XP drop before the text above Zarpus disappears, you can always get an additional hit. If you are 5 ticking and the screech appears on your rag hit, then you can swap to a 4-tick weapon and get a scythe hit in after. At the end of the Nylos waves, it's important to focus on newer spawns, since old ones are likely to die before the room ends. For example, 28s and 29s should be killed last since they will always vanish before 30s. While running the maze in hard mode, you are always able to run an additional tile in your portion of the maze. This can be quite useful for predicting your teammates' mazes or simply gaining an extra tick from the tornado. At both maiden and Zarpus, a 15mm blowpipe setup does more DPS than every melee setup except for the scythe. This includes the tent whip, Saldor, and Soul Reaper Axe. You must be using Dragon Darts, and defense needs to be 0 for this to be true. While Mage Gear doesn't affect the Dawnbringer special attack, it does affect the auto. If you are pre-firing, try to do a Mage switch and make sure you hit your saturated heart if you brought one. Using the 4-3 method is more DPS than a pre-fire plus 2 scythe hits, so long as you have 5 Mage switches and the saturated heart boost. While this is mostly used in duos, it can also be used in larger scales after everyone has used their spec. Something I see once in a while is mixed matched Mage Gear. As of current, you should either choose both Ancestral pieces, giving you a Seg max hit, or both Virtus pieces, giving you a Barrage max hit. If you are camping Void legs, you should bring the Virtus top, as it has the same max hits as Ancestral, but gives an additional prayer bonus. In order to perfectly time the Ralos special attack, start with an accurate T-bow shot immediately into your Ralos. Your Mauler cannot miss a tick on entry for this to work, and make sure you swap back to Rapid after. Death Charge is quite useful at Tobb and can help reach some notable special attack thresholds. Useful places include crabs at Maiden, crabs at Nylos, and both the purple and red crabs at Verzik. The Sulfur Blades are extremely good at Nylos. They are a budget-friendly version of the Maracas and share the same qualities of offering more consistency versus the Swift Blade and Ham Joint. While the Maracas have better stats, the Sulfur Blades have an interesting mechanic of independent hits, meaning if you miss your first hit, the second roll still has a chance to kill. The Maracas only have one roll. They also come with the bonus of being only 30k, making them droppable after the room, sometimes seen in speedruns. It's important for spellbook swap to serve you rather than cost you. Losing ticks from poorly timed spellbook swaps can completely negate the bonus of it. You are able to spellbook swap during P2 by red Xing a potion. Just make sure your walk is on and you do it on the 4th cycle of your scythe, the missed hit. Last but not least, the first player to enter Bloat's room should always enter the barrier first. Entering as soon as possible causes Bloat to go down close to the barrier as he has a set walk length. This ensures consistently good downs, especially if you are not pre-firing. Well guys, that does it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video and some of these are new to you. If you have any tips and tricks that I didn't cover, let me know. See you next time.